Guys, welcome back to my channel. Here today I have Bella, who's my best friend, and today we're going to be talking about how we made our friendship work overseas. So we have some tips to give you if you have a friend that lives really far away. Let's just dive right into it. First one we have is communication. So do you have any tips on communication?
I think just like trying to communicate as much as you can.
Yeah.
That's like very important. Like one thing that I did when she was far away was mainly every time I thought about Mariah, I would text her. Even though, you know, she's in England and it's like the difference in time, like I text her at 6 p.m. and obviously she wouldn't get it because she'd be like asleep. So text her anyways. Communicate, even though they won't get it at that moment, they'll get it eventually, and then they'll appreciate it more that you thought about them at that time.
So a little bit of background, I was in England for 2 years. So 2 years of our friendship was spent long distance, which is probably half as long as we've been friends.
Right. Yeah.
Nearly half as long as we've been friends. So we spent almost half of our friendship away from each other.
Right.
So I wouldn't say we're professionals, but we have an idea of how it needs to work for it to work. In England, I was 5 hours ahead of Florida time, so Eastern Standard Time. So like she was saying, when it was 6 p.m., it was 11 p.m. Yeah, when it was 6 p.m. here, it was 11 p.m. in England. FaceTiming, so like we have so many resources nowadays, so like an old lady nowadays, that we can use. FaceTime is a great one. Like you can see someone face to face, like no matter how far you are. And that's something we did basically probably every time we would call. It wouldn't just be an audio call, it would be a FaceTime call. Yeah, and they'd be long calls.
Yeah, no, yeah. And you know, we would always update each other like on our lives. Like keeping your friend or your significant other updated on your life is also very important.
Another communication tip is like sending each other things. We didn't do too much of that because we are both broke college age people. If you're able to do that, send someone something. Like send them a gift from that place, or a postcard, like something cheap, you know. Writing letters, so like that as well. Writing a letter to somebody, which we did a couple of times probably. And that was really nice. So sacrifice, moving on to the next topic. You're gonna have to sacrifice time for each other, especially with the time zone difference. Do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I was telling Mariah earlier, like we were bouncing off ideas for the video, and I was saying, you know, if a friendship really means that much to you, if you really care about that person, actions speak louder than words. If you're gonna take some time, like there were some nights where, you know, Mariah had to stay up later because I was having a bad day, and that really made me more appreciative of her, because I knew that in that moment she really did care about me. Like she wanted to hear me out and let me like speak my mind, which is nice. And then I would do that sometimes for her. Don't make everything so one-sided. I think that is also a good thing.
That's a really big one, because if one side of the friendship feels like they're carrying the friendship, it's not gonna work long term. You know, eventually they're gonna get tired of reaching out and not getting anything back.
Yeah. You both need to make sacrifices, not just one person.
Yeah, it's hard. Like long distance is hard. Like we're not saying like it's the easiest thing ever and that's how we lasted for 2 years. Like it is tough. No excuses. Like in the midst of busyness, like if you want a friendship to work and you want something like a long-term friendship, or if you want your relationship to work, when the other person asks, why haven't I heard from you? Saying, well, I've just been really busy is not a good response, because like ultimately we all have downtime. Let's be real. Like you may have a really long like hour job, like 10 to 12 hours, but you'd still have, you know, 5 minutes out of your day to text that person.
Yeah, definitely. Like, and you know, I've had a lot of this in my experience with like other friends that I've had, but like if you have time to post a Snapchat or post something on Twitter, you have time to send a text.
Being like really clear on like, look, I'm exhausted, let's talk soon, like, but give a day. Do you know what I mean? Struggles, like what struggles, and this is not really an encouraging side of like, you know, this isn't necessarily a tip to making a long distance friendship or relationship work, but some struggles to be aware of if you're looking to have a pen pal or a friendship or a relationship that's long distance? What struggles do you think we had?
Yeah, most definitely there were a lot of struggles. We're not saying that it's perfect. It was all perfect and fun rainbows.
Yeah.
There were some downtimes, and I think one major thing that you guys should look out for early on is you're gonna wanna find something to fill that hole, because that part of yourself is missing. Because me and Mariah, we're like as tight as can be, and so when she was gone, it was like half of myself was missing. And so I think that whole, like, mainly it was this last year where I kind of wanted to fill it, and I tried so hard to fill it with other people and people that weren't good for me and things that weren't good for me, and it just messed up my whole year. And I think that that's one big struggle that you guys would need to look out for, is things that will come into your life to kind of just distract you for the moment.
True.
And even though we did work very well in keeping contact and keeping that communication, those struggles will still arise and distract you.
Definitely.
So look out for those.
That's really important. And to like not forget. So like it's easy for me, like, because Bella was still in my hometown, whereas I moved away, and so I could start over. Like, I need you in my life, but like ultimately I was starting a whole new life. Like, I could have forgotten about everything in my hometown and been like, you know what? I'm fully invested in this new place. I am just gonna push everyone away that I knew before I moved. But like, you know, I didn't do that, but like it was a struggle at the same time, because I was building friendships over there, and then to also be discouraged by friends that I had in high school not reaching out, like friends from my church that I didn't hear from for like months. And I am saying it's two-sided. I could have reached out. I had moments where I should have reached out, you know? But yeah, that was a big struggle, was like feeling like Bella is here for me, like in this new area, but my other friends aren't. So wanting to push everyone away kind of thing. If that makes sense.
And I think that, like, I'm not trying to like throw Mariah under the bus, but at one point in our friendship, I think that's how you felt, really. Like, you like texted me, you were like, I think I just like, I'm gonna move away and I'm gonna start fresh. And I was like, girl, you ain't gonna leave me, not today. And I think that's really important, especially if you're going through that right now and your friend is like moving away, far away, abroad for college or whatever, and they want to leave you behind and kind of like start fresh in their new life. Don't like be so overwhelmed with disappointment that you let them do that. I think fight for it.
Yeah.
And show them, hey, no, I care. Like, don't leave. Bye. Just stay. Like, so I think that's really important.
And everyone has seasons they go through. Like, there may be some seasons where your friend sincerely is not in a good place mentally. Like, mental health is a big thing. Like, you know? And just because they're saying that maybe the friendship isn't going well now, it doesn't mean that it's always going to be like that. There are seasons for everything, you know?
Right. Most definitely.
That got really serious, but I didn't mean it to. Thank you guys for watching, and if you have any questions about long distance or any of that, please put that in the comments. Side note, I'm actually in a long distance relationship right now, which I'm surprised I didn't mention in this video, with George in the northeast of England, where I lived for 2 years. So I'm sure I'll be mentioning stuff about him and how we make things work, but it really all tied together, because ultimately these tips have to contribute to how George and I work. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and then also follow both of us on our Instagram and our YouTube channels. Also follow Bella Lisa Vlogs. We have a video on her channel where we do Q&A about our friendship. So watch her videos. She has amazing vlogs. And she has some that are from 2 years ago and she's just starting back again. So you can even recap yourself on how her life has gone in the past few years. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me.
Of course.
And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye. Cool.